Diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever.
Throw your diamonds in the sky if you feel the vibe.
Diamonds are forever.
The rock is still alive every time I rhyme. Forever, ever, forever, ever, 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 ever. Good morning, this ain't Vietnam still. People lose hands, legs, arms for real. Little was known of Sierra Leone and how it connect to the diamonds we own. When I speak of diamonds in this song, I ain't talking about the ones that be glown. I'm talking about Rockefeller, my home, my chain. These ain't conflict diamonds. Is they Jacob? Don't lie to me, man. See a part of me saying, keep shining. How? When I know what a blood diamonds. Though it's thousands of miles away, Sierra Leone connect to what we go through today. Over here, it's the drug trade. We die from drugs. Over there, they die from what we buy from drugs. The diamonds, the chains, the braces, the charms is. I thought my Jesus piece was so harmless, till I seen a picture of a shorty armless. And here's the conflict. It's in a black person's soul to rock that gold. Spend your whole life trying to get that ice. On a polo rugby, you look so nice. How could something so wrong make me feel so right? Right? Before I beat myself up like Ike, you can still throw your Rockefeller diamond tonight. Because
Diamonds are forever.
throw your diamonds in the sky if you feel the vibe.
Diamonds are forever.
The rock is still alive every time I rhyme. Forever, ever, forever, ever, 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 ever. People asking me is I'm gonna get my chain back. That'll be the same day I get the game back. You know the next questions are, yo, where Dame at? Let's track the Indian dance to bring our rain back. What's up with you and Jay, man? Are y'all okay, man?
Yep, I got it from here, yay, damn. The chain remains, the gang is intact. The name is mine, I'll take blame for that. The pressure's on, but guess who ain't gonna crack? Pardon me, I had to laugh at that. How could you falter when you the rock at your balls? I had to get off the boat so I could walk on water. This ain't no tall order, this is nothing to me. Difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. I do this in my sleep, I sold kilos of coke. I'm guessing I could sell CDs. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, damn. Kanye's, you got me, Free Wade and Foxy, YG's, Tierra Marie, PD, watch me. Bleak could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. And even if I die's in my will somewhere, so he could just kick back and chill somewhere. Oh yeah, he don't even have to write rhymes. A dynasty like my money lasts 3 lifetimes. Shelly Bass is in the red saying exactly what I was saying practically my whole career. The diamond is forever, I've been mining this forever. Now the Louis Vuitton Don's timing couldn't be better. People lined up to see the Titanic sinking. Instead we rose from the ash like a phoenix. If you're waiting for the end of the dynasty sign, it would seem like forever. It's a mighty long time. Young bitches. Good night.
Trying to do got mad shit on my mind. My help give me attitude, got mad shit on my line. I done blew so many chances, I'm wondering how they doing. Rap Simmons, Ricky Owens, pop shit, how you doing? What she here for? She a demon, that hoe gon' pour that money. She said she banned on. Try that Vincent though and go get money. Call it what she in for. All that swagger killed that broke boy diamond. That shit 10 for. All these VVS's met my money. She like hell nah. She with me now, nigga, go get money. Truck it step like hoe, yeah, I start junkies. Miss it, match my pistol, all these attachments. Riding spur like hoe, I can't look backwards. I'm like, only took a fit Ferrari passenger. If you see my account, you'll fire your manager. Riding steaming, baby, I'm just hot beam. These niggas playing safe and I politic my team. I heard one of my ops got fake perks in the lean. Handle it, I'ma let God handle that for me. bought a brand new car, tryna ship it overseas. Tryna definitely vet my man, he vet my clean. Barmaid's up, man, my swag, man. I don't feel him now, I go crazy. Pad me the blunt, man, who got smoke, man. Make it mine, I put some money on your baby, man. I'm getting fucked by 90, nigga, you know I'm brazen. What happened to that trendy shit? Them niggas over there getting lazy. Hold up, how the fuck they say they made me? Black, I'm going crazy, Black Illuminati, baby.
Cause I'm pop my shit on all these friends, girl. Rolling, prison, dancing, yeah. Take a piece of these vision, these pictures to the strip. Carry the bitch like my baggage, I bought a Chanel, got her ready to carry a bitch. Hey, top of the line, boss on top of the floor, I'm turning shit. No, my cat, we gon' hit with that, we gon' make that bitch run, we gon' cut out that time. Shot it so fine, I'ma tell her the fact. I'm gon' turn that bitch on when she up in my tongue. Take a look at my ass, nigga, know that I'm fat. I got a roll in my dope out the pound. I'm gon' sit with my boss, so I pull up like auto. Bottom my body, convert the couch. Which one I'm working on, open your mouth. Stay with a chopper, I'm straight out the north. Tonight it's Apollo. Say they demo with Hermes and getting her. Keep the caliber all on the calendar. If you see my count, you'll follow reminders. Hit on back with a show, but that's potted I go. Come out the best at the store and I hit. He gon' try and get whipped like a pot in this hoe. Button and just taking off with these beats. Put that 308 in that room. I'm telling that 308, baby, let off with this beat. Baby, them playing, the man, them him, shot it. I'm still laughing.
I tryna see what she tryna do, got mad shit on my mind. My help give me attitude, that mad shit on my line. I done blew so many chances, I'm learning how they doing. Brad Simmons, Ricky Owens, pop shit, how you doing? What she here for? She a demon, that hoe gon' pour that money. She said she banned on. Try that Vincent though and go get money. Copy what she in for. All that swagger kill that broke boy dummy. That shit 10 for. All these BBS's met my money. She like,
cause I'm pop my shit on all these friends, girl. Rolling, prison, dancing, yeah. Take a piece of these vision, these pictures to the strip. Carry the bitch like my baggage, I bought a Chanel, got her ready to carry a bitch. Hey, top of the line, boss on top of the floor, I'm turning shit. No, my cat, we gon' hit with that, we gon' make that bitch run, we gon' cut out that time. Shot it so fine, I'ma tell her the fact. I'm gon' turn that bitch on when she up in my tongue. Take a look at my ass, nigga, know that I'm fat. I got a roll in my dope out the pound.
In the trap with a rusted 380. Drumming in the trap with a rusted 380. Posted on the block with a rusted 380. You acting good, get a brand new Mercedes. Beating on the pot, smashing on your old lady. And she going both ways.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's up, Chad? What's up, Master? What's up, Neil? What's up, Morbid? All right, T. Good morning, chat. Welcome. Welcome back to a brand new week here, man. We have, chat, the last week of the month here. Or last couple of days of the month, really, here at this point. What's up, live at HM? Yeah, we're on to the last couple days of the month here. So, fuck, it's been I think a pretty like slow month in terms of like volume. You know, I don't think it was that like consistent this month. Maybe like chat, like out of all the NY sessions that we've had this month, like what? I say like maybe 3 to 4 NY sessions throughout the entire like month where we actually had some movement for the session. It feels like that actually might be accurate though, but it just feels like it's not that, you know, consistent, or at least for NY. You know, I think majority of this month was like maybe Asian and London, and yeah, like I'll say Asian and London session was like your main movers. And then like look, I don't think I even have to mark up today. I can just kind of leave like this, you know, because I don't think anything changed since like Friday. Like we can just leave this like this. Literally, same zones at like 42.28, just that resistance there. Same zones on the weekly down here. I mean, I'll run it over again to be honest, but I'm pretty sure we'll use the same exact zones. I just need to get an idea of where we are for the week. Before we start, you know, but yeah, it's kind of just where we're at with price. All right, but yeah, I'll say in terms of like the monthly here, we have 4 days left, right? This candle, as you can see here, it's moved maybe total of like maybe 2,200 pips here for the month, which is not bad compared to last month though. You can see the difference in the volume, right? Like this right here is last month's volume. Right, like that's like about, how much is this? 5,757,000, so 5.7. That's about like 5.7 pips, right? And then this right here is maybe 2.2 total. You know, so it's like, it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look like, actually, yeah, it's about a quarter, right? This runs to 6, this is 2, so like 3 times. So yeah, like 3 times less the volume you've had overall compared to that previous candle. So yeah, I mean, if you didn't do anything crazy this month, you know, don't even trip out, because I think in terms of volume, like the last time we had this volume was maybe like March, right? You can see like March, April was pretty slow around these times. Same thing here happened too. Like before this was maybe a little more volatile. June was okay, it wasn't bad, but like May was pretty slow. April was pretty slow, right? March was not bad. I think the beginning of March was pretty good and the end of March was decent, but I think the middle was kind of like a lot of range. But yeah, prior to that, it was volatile. I think we had one of the largest candles in March. This was 100 or about, this was 13,000 pips here. This one right here is like, yeah, about 12,000. These ones here got kind of slow again, but yeah, I guess it's also like part of where we're at right now to price, like in terms of, this is the first time you've had some type of pullback on price here, right? Like, because you haven't really had a pullback this steep ever. That's also because you haven't ever moved this much in terms of without pulling back in a while, right? Like this move here, if you look at all the way from November 2022 over here, all right, all the way up until like where we're at. So this is maybe right now, right? Like since November 2022, like you haven't had any pullbacks, right? Like very small ones, like here and here and here, but like this is, you can see there's a huge difference, right? So this is the first time we're pulling back, is what I'm referencing. And obviously you don't have a sense of direction because this is bullish. I mean, it's still overall bullish, I would say, for the most part. You know, gold at least is, if it's above like $0, this would always be bullish. But I think in terms of right now, right, like it's, you don't really, like you're coming down for a pullback, but you don't really have support formed. So like you don't have an official range that you're in yet, because all you did was really reject off of like this resistance, right? So you rejected off of that resistance, and then you don't have a rejection off of these zones yet, because unless you really close like bullish, you're not gonna get to a point where you have a confirmed support yet. So like even if you close bullish this month, is there gonna be a big impact on price, right? Going back to like the monthly closure in 4 days now, 9 hours, like is this really gonna have that much of a significant impact even if it closes bullish? It's gonna be a very weak candle unless you really like drive up or something to finish off the month. Something like this happens, I highly doubt it, right? So like even if it closes bullish here, like it's the first bullish candle since the move down, sure, but it's very weak, right? You can even like consider this to be like a doji, and if it's a doji, the next candle could literally just still come down, no problem, right? This is still a possibility. Like if you look left here and you look at your next zones on price, like this is your zone up here, so you have something up here, and then you can see like your next zone is probably going to be like roughly here, right? Like this is your next zone. So like these are there's some areas here too, but like nothing crazy. Like between here and here, like there's some like small reaction zones here on the monthly, but like nothing crazy. Even this is not that crazy, but you know, this is much better than any of this, right? So like this is what I mean by like this is your next zone. So like there's still potential that you could come down a lot further, and this is gonna show like 3200. We don't have a confirmation of that happening yet, but it's one of the combinations, right? So if you're closing like weak bullish here, there's still room. There's still like there's no sign of us holding support until you actually get that bullish closure. That's when, okay, cool, like high chance now, like if let's say it closes bullish, that you could actually come up, and then this can start to range between these areas, because overall like this is still going to be a range until you break out again, right, above the highs and all of that, and then that will continue. But until then, like this is still a possibility. So that's why you want to see like a strong bullish closure. And if you don't have that yet, and there's still like room coming down, it shows like you have clean traffic down towards here, then there's a very high chance that, you know, this likely isn't gonna stop anytime soon. Yeah, and even if it does stop anytime soon, you go back to the weekly and daily, like you can see like overall, like these are like within this overall range, within like that range on the monthly, you have like ranges on the daily, right, and the weekly. So you can put it like around, like this is what we've been focused on, right? This needs to break before you break into that monthly zone. So we can have something around like here, right? So same zones pretty much, and then something around here, and then you can put this up here, and then you can put this down here like that. And then once you have this, you can kind of just get rid of this, and then you can see like this is what we're focused on. If you want, you can even add something in between, like around here, 4213 for now. Like this, all right? So like this is what you got now, between like 43.37 and 38.72. This is one massive range, and you can see like there's, I didn't put it here for a reason, because we should put it here too, right below that support. But I would say like this is like your next zone. This is the bottom of the range that you were in last time as well, right? So like this is what we've been looking at for us like 3 weeks now, basically 3 weeks officially. That still hasn't been filled, right? So if you're looking at like the monthly, going back to the monthly now, and you see like it's a weak bullish closure, right? And the monthly is like, this is the first time the monthly is coming down, and to actually confirm that you have support, you need to close bullish. But if it closes bullish this month, like this is a very weak bullish candle. This isn't anything significant. You then drop down to the daily, and then you go to the daily, and then you look at those zones that you have on the daily, like down here at 38.72, right? That's your next support. This is the range that has not been filled yet. You look at that, and you can say, oh shit, monthly is closing weak bullish. The monthly higher time frame has clean traffic come down towards 3600, at least that's what it shows for now. And if this is a very weak bullish candle, even if it closes like this, could you expect the next month's candle to come down like this to break the lows? If it does, what are you going to tap into next? Right here. This is 38.72, and this is like the very next support. Very minor. Again, that's just the body of a candle in the monthly, right? Until you have like support is down here. So this is a pretty safe like area that you can tap into, right? So that can influence like the overall drive that you still have to continue down. If you're thinking like, oh, it's going to reverse, there's still a high chance that this could continue down with that monthly closing week bullish. So go back to the daily. That's the same thing here. It's like you still have that range that has not been filled yet, right? And that's 38.72, same zones. So if you look at you put all of that together and you're saying like, well, so then what could this be on the daily? Like what could these be over here? Like could these be like lower highs coming down here, right? And if those are lower highs coming down, then that's still holding structure, right? Even though you came up last week, right? I think it was last week. Yeah, last week, the last 10 days you came up, you didn't break the previous highs. So like you're still in the same loop, which is like this. You're still like in this same cycle. You're not really breaking out of it, right? Until you actually, you can put this as a range now, and you can say something like, oh yeah, you probably won't get volume until you break above or below, right? Because when you break above or below, it doesn't matter if it goes up or it goes down, you know what levels it can tap into next, right? And then from there on out, there's only two possibilities. It's either you hold to continue, or you fake back into the range, right? But before like doing any of those two scenarios, you need to break out one end or the other. And if you break to the downside, that's going to be like 38.72. You break to the upside, I mean, you're looking at 33.37, right? Keep in mind that all of this still, even if you were to go up above like 43.37 or like coming down towards 38.72, you're still in this overall range. Nothing has really changed. So it's like it's a very small like impact on price, even if you do break out. But that goes to show like, don't stress over like any of these like moves within these ranges, because there's more to come. If you break 4,200 and then your next zone is 43.37, why would you stress about missing on this move or like, you know, not being a part of it when like this would barely have a dent on price? Because anything above or below here is like, look at all that range, right? But look at where you're in. So it's like, you don't need to stress about July if you've been, you know, having a slower month or whatever, because there's not much that will happen, or there's not much really happening within these ranges if you want to talk about FOMO, right? But yeah, like now that we have like areas marked up, ready to go, we know like, okay, where we're gonna go if we pop up, we know where we're gonna go if we pop down, we know what's gonna lead to, what to look out for. You drop down further, right? This is when we get into today's like more so today's structure, but you drop down to the 4, and then this is when you start seeing like gaps, right? Like this is a gap from yesterday's open, which has not been filled yet, which doesn't need to be filled, because what a gap is just a candle like this. You can just kind of draw it in. It's just clean traffic. That's why when you fill the range and come down, you tap into these zones here. That's usually when you would react or struggle, because that is your support here, right? This is literally gonna be your support now on price. So you can kind of fill that in, and can we be part of the gap fill, right, is the question. So like going back to all of this, daily close week bullish on Friday. There's a gap here, like again, like I think in terms of structure, this is still being held here, so that's cool. All of these like are still being respected, lower highs on the way down here. So as long as that's being held still, you're still within these areas here. So you can probably go ahead and mark up something here as well. Let's go mark up, let's do 39.68. All right, we'll leave that there. 39.68, that's around there, right? We'll mark that up, because what we can say is like, as long as you're still holding these lower highs here, this could still be lower highs to continue down, right, towards bottom of the ranges. So at what point now, looking left, are we gonna break into like clean traffic territory, right? You can probably go ahead and put something here, like within these areas here, you probably want to see something close below there, I'll say. Because if you can close below there, like every time you were below these areas, you can see like going here, 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 here. Right, for the most part, every time you've broken below there, you were able to come down at least towards like here, until you get like your next support. You can put it further, because there's been times where you drove down further like this and here and all of this, but I'll say like until like your very next support zone, right, which is going to be, I'll say around here. So you can put 40, 55, and then for this you can maybe put something like this, right? So I think this is where you've been like kind of chilling at for like since market opening. Around here you've been ranging, right? How much is this range? This is like 280. It's not bad, right? So yeah, like your next clean traffic area shows like 40.55, which is that gap fill as well, right? So you can use that as a confluence in terms of like where you can target next. So then when it comes down to positions, I'll say the only thing you probably need is like structure, right? Because like you have an understanding now of like the monthly. You have 4 days left into the monthly. Even if you were to close, like I know it has nothing to do with today's session, but it's something to like guide you still, right? Weekly, same thing. Like weekly is a little more bullish. I think the weekly and everything else after that, it just becomes like that gap fills the next focus for like clean traffic. And then now it's just a matter of like small time frame structure, right? So like what I want to see maybe is like, I want to see a start, like a break. So like if you can break below like a volume, right? I'll say more so volume wise, but if you can start shifting down with volume, even if like it shifts down and you fill like 3/4 of the range, that's still more volume than you've ever had since the market opening, which is great. So then after you get that sense of volume that comes in, you probably want to wait for pullbacks, right, to occur. There might not be a pullback. It might just come down and fill the range completely. But if you do pull back and then you start shifting back to rebreak those lows, that's gonna be a continuation of sales, because then what the movement that you're gonna get overall is, and this is what you want to see, is you get the push down, you get the pullback, and then you get continuation, and then that rebreak out of low is what you want to get, right? But like no matter if it forms looking like this or if it forms within like the same 1 hour candle, because it could even be the same 1 hour candle where it comes down, shifts back, right? It can look like that at some point within the candle, and then it could just still come down. Like it's the same movement you're looking for in 1 minute time from the 5 anyways, right? So if you do get that structure coming in, then, or that volume coming in, that's when you want to start locking it in. Otherwise, like any given point, you can break below here and then still shift up, right? This is technically like you're looking at this, like this can still be a higher low. So let me go back a little bit here, zoom out. You can see like right here, like this, all of this, you see this can still be a higher low. So like you don't want to jump the gun too early when it comes to this gap fill. I know it looks like a gap fill, and you know, like every like babypips.com or any like beginner course out there probably says like when you have a gap fill, look for the gap fill trade. But there's still ways to help you elevate that trade idea aside from the fact that you have a gap fill. Because what the fuck is a gap fill? It's the same thing when you talk about a leg candle. What the hell is a leg candle when you don't have anything to back it up, right? So it's like you want to wait for that first set of volume, especially in this case, because if you push down, it could still be higher lows. Like any of these zones here could still be higher lows. This is over a higher low in a higher time frame, right? So you want that push down first. So if you can get that, again, this range here is like 280 pips. There's a chance that it might just fill the gap. It might not pull back, right? And if it doesn't, so be it. You have more ranges below here anyways. And if you do come down below here, then you're nearing the previous higher low areas. So if you start coming down below here anyways, then you start breaking structure. You start breaking structure, this can start to become lower highs on the higher time frame. You zoom out here. You zoom out here, go on the one. Like if you start breaking structure like this, you see below here, what do you start doing? You start creating a bit of structure. You can see like this becomes a lower high, and then these are just lower highs now. Because if you zoom out again, this is, I'm pretty sure, still going back to the 4 hour time frame, still holding structure, right? These lower highs here, and this is one massive move down here, looking like this. More, but you can probably put it like this, right? Just in general, just like a rough idea. Any of these could still be lower highs, right? So So like all you're really using is that higher time frame, and then you're using the smaller time frame as well to confirm like the smaller time frame lower highs. That's really it, to confirm that the higher time frame is like, to confirm that these are your lower highs in the higher time frame. That's all you're really doing, right? So that first pop down, don't stress about it. It's 280 pips. There's a chance we could miss out on it, but in a case where it does rip down, like at least I'll say towards, you can probably put like minor zones here, to be honest. Like look left and put, maybe you can probably measure out like this, off this to the left here, off this, like just like areas that you can reject that really. This way is what I use. Off this, and then you get the average area, I'll say around here. And you can probably assume like roughly in these areas here is where you could get some type of reaction at. Right? It's not zones for like closures below and taking sells and all of that. It's just more of like, okay, at what point could you react, right? So I'll say like around like 40 73 652, right? You start breaking below there in terms of volume. You wait for that pop down first, right? So you're not getting on the re-break or anything. You wait for the pullback. It could look like this. On the minute time frame, it might look a little different. On the minute, it might look like, let's just say, something like this. Right, on the minute, it might look like that, or like the 5 or whatever. Just in terms of overall time frame and structure, right? Like the idea is, again, this and then this is what you want to see, and that's what you'll get within the candle form, within a small time frame form, within like structure form. This is the 3 exact things that you want to see. So yeah, you got that. You have a low, and it's usually the re-break, right? And then I think all that small stuff comes in, like all those extra confluences really come in at the end of it, because like based on like how fast and rapid that move down really is here, right? And then how fast the pullback is, because if you start pulling back but you start like kind of just like ranging, right, then the re-break at lows, there's like no momentum to drive. So you want to be careful, because you can still break below and then still fake out, right? So this is when we'll start applying the smallest time for like the minute when we're literally about to enter. But usually like when it breaks the lows like that and it's a quick move down, let's say it's a quick pullback, and it immediately just re-breaks the lows again, that's fine. We usually just have a sell stop or a market X right below, right? And then we'll look to grab whatever this is from here to here. And then this is like maybe like 100 reps. So yeah, that's exactly the idea for that continuation. That's one idea today. So let's see what else we can do today. That's one idea. If you get continuations down below like 40.73, I'll say down towards like 40.55 would be pretty clean traffic. Idea number 2. So that took how long? 20-minute analysis for one idea. Let's do idea number 2. And idea number 2, I think could be wick entry sells like 42.13. I think same zones that we've had like really for the last 3 weeks here. That's pretty straightforward. Just requires a consistent move up, because again, you know, you don't gotta make a prediction now. But if this were to be a higher low instead of continuing down, then you get a rejection. If you get a rejection, again, this is pretty far. But if you come all the way up towards like 4,200, that's still a wick entry sell zone for me at least, because that was one of the ideas we had for 2 weeks now, or a week and a half, I'll say. This idea is a week and a half, but it's just a lower high, really, right? And then you're expecting price to react off of these zones before deciding where it wants to go next. Either if it wants to continue up, either if it wants to close above, fake out into the range. Either way, you're getting a reaction likely at these zones here. Again, this is really far away, right? But that's idea number 2. And for buys, I'll say more so above 4,200 as well, right? If you were to close above those zones there, so more so, you know, make our way up and then hold into that zone. That's going to require quite a bit of a move in general, and then that's going to require quite a bit of like liquidity here. So that's gonna, who knows? Maybe it could be today if there's insane volume, but that's going to require a shit ton of volume. And then the other idea is just continuation sells, right? So I'll say, yeah, because I don't think I have anything else for wick entry sells between here and here, because you already made a high. So like if you start to re-break this, then you're like much closer to filling this range. And if you fill this high, you're gonna likely break it. So then your zone becomes 4,200. You don't want to have any wick entry sells, especially since you already got a reaction here and a reaction here. right? That already happened. So you don't really have any like wick entry sells on the way up. The next thing is continuation sells, right? So it's obviously if you start breaking below 40.55, you start breaking below 40.55 in cone structure, you have all of this range here to take advantage of, right? So you could get in anywhere, but I gotta see a break first. So we'll talk about that probably more so later. But those are the 3 ideas there. So just this range fill or this gap fill we can get as long as you have volume. Wick entry sells at 42.23, the buys, and then the continuation below here, below 40.55. And that's pretty much it. So those are all ideas that I lay out, and then after that it's just kind of like waiting for those ideas to kind of play out, if they play out or not. But you don't really draw or make up anything else in between the waiting part. You kind of just wait for those ideas to form, and if they form, price aligns perfect, because these plays aren't like made up plays, they're plays from the playbook, right? So you're just following the playbook. And then yeah, this is not bad though. This is pretty close, right? So I think that's the closest potential you got right now. So let me just mark this up, chat, onto MetaTrader, and then we can get to waiting. 38.72 is around here, and then 42.13, and then 43.37, $40.87, $47.3, $40.55, copy this. Add this Discord thing. Alright, chat. That's pretty much it though. What's up, Green? I see you. What's up, Penzo? What's up, Wogman? Honestly, chat, this is not looking bad. Volume is like, it's not looking bad in terms of how close we are to it. Unless it goes up, and then it might be a while, but it's not too far. It's really maybe almost like 150 pips, I'll say, around there. It just depends on the volume. The more volume you have, the better. But it doesn't look bad today. Last week looked terrible. Like last week, Monday, Tuesday was like snooze fest, Like I wasn't even moving. But yeah, this week doesn't look bad at all. But yeah, there could be more zones too and more levels, but we need more information, and we're not going to get information if we just sit around this range. So that's the only way I can see us like really just not doing much. But this is how much is this range? Like 280. It's not bad. I like this 5 here. This 5 is holding that structure pretty nicely right now. Broke below, pullback held. So let's see if this can give you like some type of pop or something. I think conditions are like pretty settled in right now. so you can kind of like know exactly directly what to take. It's just like right there. Makes sense, everybody? Everyone's on board with what we're looking for today? If you're confused, let me know. And no news today, too. Today is just, or this week, I think it is FOMC on Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be here for a double session on Wednesday. Tuesday, CB consumer confidence. It's not too bad. Thursday, you got advanced GDP, core PC price index, advanced GDP. You have a lot of folders, orange, yellow, reds, all of them. And then on Friday, we got orange folders, employment cost index, Chicago PMI, revised consumer sentiment. I missed it. We're just looking for summing up real quick. This is like one of the 4 ideas. But you want to see a pop down below like into 73 to confirm volume, and then you want to see a pullback. And then pullback, maybe something towards like these areas would be nice. The further the better, and then more so continuations below. And then that's your continuation sells. That's also your gap fill, right? But you want to confirm that your idea for the gap fill is like we're waiting for that pullback and not just like blindly taking it off of the fact that you have a gap fill. Yeah, just pretty much that. Prime. This volume is next. Then we found like 73. Like that's like could be the next zone. You can get a reaction off of. It could be anywhere. It doesn't need to be 73. But I'll say like the further down the better, because like the more volume you have on this push down, right? But I found that 73 zone off is just like looking left. That's what we did earlier live. But yeah, just a minor zone. Nothing too major. And yeah, anywhere between like here and here can be reactions, and then you wait for that pullback. That's very key. If you're coming down towards the lower you go, like let's say you come down towards the bottom of the red, pullbacks towards here would be nice to like 81, and then the re-break lows continuation. I think the only thing to look out for that I said earlier that I didn't really thoroughly break through is maybe like we're about to enter. And I said because that's based on of how you reject. So that's the next focus right now. Just like focus on the next part of the rejection. And then once you get the rejection, the re-break lows. Right? And how fast that comes down matters. That's why it's like, that's when we'll start pulling out the minute time frame and all of that to enter. But depending on how slow you pull back, because sometimes it pulls back quick, rapid move, and then a rapid move back down. Right? Sometimes though it like pulls back and then it just kind of like, not even, just kind of chills and just ranges, right? And if it does this, then you probably would want to see the re-break again and then a pullback and then continue. So then your entry goes from like being in these areas to maybe being here. But that's really based off of how you come down, right? So you gotta see like how you come down first. But that's the only part I didn't really break down because that's gonna be live anyways. That's pretty straightforward. And if you get this this position, what our stop's gonna be? $21 or 42.80. So yeah, 2100 pips around there. 2000 pips around there. 2100, 2000, at least like 42.80. And then if that's I'll probably use a 0.06 lot chat. I think that's probably doable. 0.06. And yeah, man. Pretty straightforward. So 3 days left, chat. We are at maybe 2.53% for the month of July. 2.53%. So let's see where we end up. How much days is this? 3 days, or how many days in July? 31st? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more days basically. Yeah, the whole week. You have until Friday, and then that's the end of the week. Another thing to pay attention to, chat, is spreads too. Spreads are going to be very key. Or just small confirmation. But it'll be something. Hey, did we feel that gap from the 20th or from 2 weeks ago yet? Yeah, you did. This one right here. Same thing happened there though. I think that's why like the pullback is very key, because same thing happened here where there's a gap fill up here, and then you can see like the first time it tried to come up, it didn't fill it completely. So it's why like you can't always assume that like, you know, just because you have a gap fill, you're gonna get a gap fill, because then you can say the same thing when it comes to like a leg candle. You can say, oh yeah, there's a leg candle here, let's just take the position off of the fact that there's a leg candle. Like you can't just assume. You need to wait. In the leg candle, you got that formation that you need to wait for, or that structure. Same thing for here. It's like you can, because then you can just kind of reject, and then you know you'll be in some more drawdown. Eventually you'll be good, but still, right? If you can limit and make the ideas much stronger, why not? Same thing goes for a wick fill. Like, oh yeah, there's a wick fill here, you know, because then there's like a million wick fills though. There's like wick fills that hasn't been filled yet since forever as well, right? I'm sure there's gaps too that has never been filled yet, from like back in the day or something. Daily flips right here. Weekly flip too. So let's see, can you push your, I think spreads got a little better. I'll say anywhere here is nice. So you have all of this. Got scared for a second. I'm like, where did my journal go? much is this range right here? This one, that's like clean traffic. That's like 42 pips. Let's see, we're breaking on lows once again. Breaking on lows many times. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time you're like retesting the lows. So you want to see like that difference in volume. And you have a 4-hour closer in 2 minutes, right? Weak bearish candle. Might even be a leg candle if you truly like one. 42.12. So same thing goes too. Like if you're expecting like volume to occur, right, anywhere between like 84 down towards, let's say 73, even on the 4-hour opening, you can assume that like 4-hour opening, if it does pop up first top wick, that's great. If it doesn't, then you pop straight down, no top wick, and then you could expect the reaction to be that top wick zone as well, right? And that matches up with 87. That's exactly what we wanted to see, right? A push down and a pullback, that's like basically same thing. You're getting this. And then that's your 4-hour top wick if that's going to be an issue. So you can start like kind of pre-firing. Yeah, top wick first, 50 pip top wick within the first minute. Let's see if this flips. we're breaking the highs here. If you can tap into 4112, then we can even move the zones up. We might not require like below 73. We can get below these lows instead, below like 87. If you come up towards here, because then all you're really doing here is you're just moving the ranges up based off of where the top wick is, right? So let's say you have sells below here right now, below the yellow box. Just move the yellow box up to where the high is. Let's say the high is up here now, right? At 12, then your sells become below 87. It's just the same structure you're waiting for. And 12 is like that gap fill slash like right after the gap fill, or the leg candle fill. If this is a leg candle, right after the leg candle break, the highs is gonna be looking left, like into this zone, right? So that's like your next like area that you can reject that. What's up, bro? What's up, dude? The chat's moved too fast. I know, me too, bro. I'm having a hard time reading it today. It's moving too rapid. Gotta turn on slow mode or something. So why wouldn't you take sales from here? Because any given point, this can be a higher low on the higher time frame. We covered that earlier too, but there's like a gap fill here. There's clean traffic, but then again, like looking at overall on the 4, this could just be, if you look at it from here, this can just be a higher low to continue up, right? So then, like, I know there's a gap fill there, and that's like, you know, like that's what I would say everyone's looking at right now, right? That gap fill I'm looking at as well. But it's like this can still, anywhere here could be higher lows. The same way like that happened here, higher lows to continue up, could be higher lows to continue up. So you want to see a break into it and then the pullback to confirm that that's not going to be a higher low. Because if you actually break down, like ideally that should be the drop down. Why would you pull back for? If you do pull back, then again it's higher lows. But if you pull back and then you re-break, then that is likely going to be continuation now. And there's a leg candle here too. But yeah, that's likely to be continuation. So just to confirm that on the 4-hour time frame is what I used for that today. So yeah, if it rips down, like we'll be okay watching it drop down. It's gonna be like 140 pips, and there's a chance that we can miss out on the entire range too, because it may not pull back. Right? It could just push straight down towards 40.55, no pullbacks. 40.55 is our target, I'll say, but it can push straight down with no pullbacks, and that's fine. We'll wait for more ideas below there, because if you come down below 40.55 anyways, right, that's gonna actually start breaking Friday's structure below here. And if you start breaking below there, you have like all of this range, because then on the higher time from the 4, like you start breaking the structure, so then therefore like this likely less is to be a higher low if you do break below that range, which means that you got all of this remaining, right? So this is this is like a minimum move. Like this isn't really anything too crazy, but it could lead to something. So that's why I want to be part of it. But you have more, so like, you know, that's why for me it's like I'm okay missing on this if it doesn't pull back. It's nothing crazy. Why can't you take that wick sell? I think same thing. Same answer for the as to why prime as too. Like, because they can be a higher low, right? To come back up, it can still continue up. So I want something to confirm that, which is going to require a push down and then a pullback. Like a complete push down too that requires volume, right? So that's why there's like a huge gap here. It's not just like something like this, chat. You know, maybe like a little while back, 2020 or something like this would be fine. But like I'm talking about like volume pushes, right? Like actual something that has an impact on the small time frame. Otherwise, it's like useless. Right? If you're looking for just a break below here and then a pullback, that's like very weak. You have a lot of lower highs here, which is nice. Like you're holding that like 87 zone right now. So that's pretty cool. 87 is like off of this area, right? So there has been like lots of times where you held these zones here going across. But it's just smaller time from now. I think overall though, like today's like one of the highest chances we can get for a trade in the last like week. Compare last week. Last week, chat, we had 0 trades on stream. Literally. And if we get sells below here too, chat, I think we got sells here to pass as well. I think that was from the 8th of July. Let's see, could this be? Is this gonna be it, chat? $90 pips. That's a daily, more of like a doji-ish, but yeah, either way, it's very weak, that daily. No, it's Friday, right? Yeah, very weak daily, weak bullish. Nice, so that's breaking again. Let's see, can it drive? So another like 80 pips and then a pullback. So the pullback could be another like 80 or whatever, so maybe these areas can be the top wicks for the after you fill the bottom of the range. So then that's gonna be, depends on where it rejects from, right? But it could be a 74 pip pullback. So like a total like still 170, 160 pips you gotta wait for still around there. Not bad though. Chat, if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit the like button, sub to the channel. We're like almost at 126,000. $126p. see how I just broke the lows like that, right? It's not bad. I mean, it can still continue down, right? But like sometimes, like when you're like more so like more prone to looking for trades, or more like hunt, like you're in a very active looking for a trade, you're gonna see like any breakout as like something, compared to like if you were to just like, I guess, plan out your ideas and then zoom out a little bit. I guess it depends on the strategy too, but like really, like you zoom out, right? Like there's nothing extravagant in breaking out this area. It's nothing crazy, right? But obviously if you're like hunting and like, you know, you're like applying pressure and stuff to look for a trade right now at this moment, like trying to force something, like you're gonna look at any breakout as like something like really extravagant, right? So then like you lower your quality for what you're taking. Like this is like one of those 2 p.m.s on a Tuesday. You rate that low right at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, right? After like 12 near market closure, and you're taking just a sell just because like, yeah, you want that extra bit of a piece of a move. That's the type of move you'll take there. What's up, Bit something? Never seen this guy in a trade. Maybe soon. Our last one was on stream. Our last on stream trade was maybe not too long ago. It was maybe only like the 16th. That's about like 11 days ago. That's not too long ago. We've gone like maybe the longest we've gone without a trade is maybe 20 days, like 18 days, something like that. And then we took like, I don't know, what was it, 20 something pips that day. Yeah, we did Asian, but that was like in Divas 01. That wasn't on stream. Yeah, we did Asian on I think last Tuesday, a week ago almost, or Wednesday, 22nd, 5 days ago. No, it's Wednesday. All right, here we go. Can it break and drive? I think you got a steeper, you got 4 on top wick there. Did you re-break the highs? No, right? No. Can this be it? Can we push down 90 pips here? What's up, Eddie? Imagine we wait like a week and a half, chat, just to get the next trade be like a, let's see, a 2,000 drawdown trade or something. That'd be day ski. Every day ski. You better get pay ski. Could this be NYC open right now? Or sorry, not right now. 10 minutes. Might have a leg candle closure maybe on a 30. Christopher Nolan. It's one of these Mondays, man. It's gonna be one of these Mondays, chat. Just like last Monday. Amazing. 60 pip range. Imagine this though for a whole month. That used to happen. It didn't look like this though. You see how like it's very like, you know, there's still moves above and below. Like there was like maybe in like 2019 there was like a 60 pip range for the entire month, but instead of looking like that, you know, it was looking like, I'll say more like this. Like this was alone a 60 pip range. So you know you got like candle movement, it was like a 60 pip range overall. Bunch of dojis and weak candles. I think 11 days. Well, no, 5 days. 5 days is my last trade. Five days since Asian, and then like maybe 11 days since the last New York session trade. Yo, I know the patience level. Yeah, about that long. That's not too bad though. I mean, every day you show up, you do this, you market the same zones, and you wait for the same setups to appear. You know, some days it prints, some days it don't. But like I'll say, that's the approach. Show up every day hoping for a trade. You're not always gonna get one. It requires extra patience though on a 2K account. You know, you'll think like on a 2K account you can probably go like normally how you would think is like smaller account size, the more risk you can take. But again, like it's you treat this account as if it's any other balance, right? What would you do? Lower time frame. I think we're in lower time frame drive or range. I think we're in a lower time frame liquidity. Or no, range. Yeah, range / liquidity. Yeah, range / liquidity, because I'll say we're in this. So like it could lead to liquidity. You know, anywhere above or below. So yeah, lower time frame range. The drive would look more like this. That bullish move. Or like this, bearish move. Short-lived though. This was a day. So in July, basically, the longest you've had a drive for was maybe like, not even. Like the last time we had a drive was maybe like March. You've been ranging since March. Like this is a drive. This actually lasted from the 18th until 23rd, like 5 days. Every now and then you'll get one of these days again. What about the trend? The trend is, I'll say we're pushing down here, chat. I'll say it's like more so bearish from the year. It's overall still bullish from up, down here to up, but I think from here it's still more so bearish with the structure holding as well. I'll play bearish. Small time frame trend is what you're asking. I'll say it's in the range. I wouldn't really give it a bias. Because even if we get a move down here to fill this gap, like there's nothing significant happening in this yellow box. Like going up or down won't change the bias or anything until you actually break below. Hey, did we tap into the zone, chat? Almost, right? 73. So yeah, that's nice. Very nice. You got to push here. So can you push down into the blue zone? I'll say more so below the blue zone is what we're looking for, chat. Below 63 down. Here below 73 is doable, but you want to pull back first to figure it out, right? So remember, 8 pip move down and 8 pip pullback roughly, or 70 pip pullback. 87 would be nice for a top wick or something. Or no, what am I saying? Not 87 up here. So then from here to here is maybe like 100 pips, around 80 pips in that area. But yeah, this is the first step. This is the first step we broke down earlier, right? So we're gonna wait for this move. Almost there. A little bit more waiting. Could still be a higher low too, which is the idea behind the pullback. To kind of help with the idea. And yeah, it just depends on how fast the pullbacks are, and if there are pullbacks, right? Like how rapid the moves up are versus the moves back down to retest the lows. All of that. So yeah, pullback here, right? But it didn't, like, I wouldn't say this is like anything significant. This is nice in terms of like it's breaking cycles, so it's like breaking out that range, so it's gonna lead to more volume. But it's not even, you know, that wasn't the push completely down that we wanted. We wanted a steeper push than that. But it is a nice lower high if it does come back down. It's better than nothing. Very nice. So can it push through? What I have again below 60, 63, 64ish. Yeah, 63ish. Where just tap into? 81. Looking back, lots of them played out perfectly. Have you thought, but what were the ones that didn't play out? But have you thought about taking smarter size trades to collect more data? Like smaller size trades? Like, what do you mean? Like lower lot size trades? No, I just take the best of like Like I just take the best quality trade I can get that day, depending on the playbook. But I wouldn't like sacrifice like a smaller lot size just to take a lower quality trade. I think even if we have a new idea that we're looking to take in the future, we're just sample size in a lifetime, so it could take anywhere from like 8 months to a year sometimes to get a new idea in the playbook. But to take a lower lot size to sample size, and no, I would just take it as normal. Like if let's say there's a new play I have called like, you know, ABC, then I'll wait for the ABC play to form over the next couple months. Like I'll keep an eye on it. But usually I wouldn't like lower my lot size, take a trade now, because then there's no point. It's like, why would you want to lower your risk, take something that you know is like, because why would you lower your risk knowing that it's a lower probability trade? It's like, why would you take the lower probability trade in the first place, right? So if I sample size it, I want to sample size it with the best of my ability as well. But I was also saying, like, what about the ones that didn't play out, right? Because we don't keep track of like every idea. So you say like there's also the ones that play out perfectly, but there's also a lot that, you know, don't form, and that's the part where that's why we're waiting for those ideas to form in the first place to confirm the move that we're gonna take, right? Because there's a lot of times that like I'm drawing out different scenarios. Like I'm drawing out a scenario for if you were to go up, and then versus if you were to go down, right? But I'm drawing those scenarios for like a reason. It's to kind of exclude the opposite of playing out. So if we have a scenario for price to be bullish, that bullish move, there's probably some type of structure that I'm waiting for, and that bullish move, that pullback or whatever after the breakout is like gonna confirm the fact that you're not gonna come back down, right? But it's like, it's an open book. It's like, it's really whatever price prints that day. It could be the bullish move or the bearish. The bearish, same thing. Like if you were to get that bearish move instead, you know, there's like pullbacks on the way down that you want to see, and then that kind of excludes the fact that you can come up. So that's why it's like, it looks like it plays out perfectly, but we're drawing on all those different scenarios for a reason, right? Because we're open to taking both ends. It's just both ends require their own set of confirmations. Damn. So still no push here, chat. Nothing too crazy right there, right? You wanted something extravagant. So like at least through would have been nice. Could still be a lower high here though. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. It did react off of like near our zone, right? Like 75 zones. You said crazy pullback, bro. This is 60 pips. I don't even know if this is even a pullback. I don't even know if that was even a breakout to call this a pullback. Like that was like nothing significant on price. Unless you're really hunting for trades right now. If you're really hunting for trades, then anything looks extravagant already. But you zoom out, you know, like you're still kind of in this area here. The move is visually as big as you have the chart zoomed in. That's true. If you have it zoomed in like this, then you see it's a big move. The wicks on the 5. If we break past that level, I think buys could be the call. Yeah, for the fake out, could be. I'm a little far still. I'm looking for buys above 42 because I'm looking at the higher time frame though. But yeah, if you say it's a fake out, could be a fake out. I think I have above like A7. Like there could be next zones I have after that is like 112, so that could be a top wick area too, or areas you reject that or react that. What's up, real? Damn, you're here on a you're here again. 3 days in a row. Three-day drinking and trading streak. You have a leg count on the 1, maybe. Damn, it's already I forgot NYSE open 10 minutes ago. I guess you had like a con, like you choose the leg candle, about to get filled anyways, and then you have a 30-minute one or a 1-hour one too. The 1-hour one would actually be in our direction, so top wick first maybe. We'll see. 20 minutes left until the 1-hour close. If it closes where it is, it'll be a leg candle. That's gonna have to range them. Let's see, could it flip? Could it flip? How much was this total? Like 120 now. And then if you re-break, like you still gotta wait for 250. The higher it goes, is better. If this can come up towards 12, I mean, we'll probably have to wait for the same thing, you know, if anything more, because it's 370 now, but, or maybe the last 260 here on below 87. If it comes up towards 4112, so you can move that zone down, right, or up, so you can get sells at below 87 instead of below 73 or below 55. If you come up towards 112, because you're making it steeper lower high now, right? If that's what were to happen. 45 kilometers on the bike? Damn. Four or 5 kilometers. You say rookie numbers. How long is 4 or 5 kilometers to bike? Do I have a bike? Yeah, but I haven't rode my bike in a minute. I like biking though. How long is like 45 kilometers? Like 30 minutes? 45? Are you talking about a bike? No, I don't got a bike. I don't got a motorcycle bike. How long does 4 or 5 kilometers take? Like the first I've gone on the bike was maybe like 10. Something like that. I haven't gone too far. Hour. Only? Yeah, I haven't gone too far. I've only gone like just trails on the bike, but probably around there, like 10, 15 on Blueberry, 15 points, 20 points, so 1 or 2 pips. Depends if you have a raw or like a standard account. I don't have any buying zones until 4,200, so I don't got anything here. I got like potential. You can, if you pop back into the range above 87, I have a next zone at 412. If that breaks, then I got 4,200, maybe more zones up here going up, but I don't have any buy ideas until 4,200 because I need to go up in order to confirm that this is going to be bullish in the higher time frame, and I need a pullback and all that to occur. So I'm pretty far away from buys. I don't know if we'll get buys today, unless you rapidly push up. You know, this is maybe I need it to go up at least 1,200 pips, 1,300 pips before I look for buys. Pepperstone. Pepperstone. This could be an invisible candle too on the 30 to 1, or on the 30 at least. So if you come up towards 4112 and then you shift back below 87, that could be your invisible candles, and then that could be used as like clean traffic. It won't be any struggle at 75, 74 zones. Probably want to wait for like some type of push down, pull back, and a rebreak. Like just a scenario, chat. I don't know if this is gonna happen, right? But let's say you do come up, and then for some reason after the tap in 12, it comes down, right? Again, I'm not drawing this out as if like, this is what's gonna happen, but in case price decides to do this, we'll wait for price to pull back, hold, and a continuation. So it won't be like the very first break below 87, because then this can still be a higher low, right? But you want like that pullback to confirm that it won't be a higher low. And then, you know, once you get that pullback, re-break, small pullbacks, and then continuation. And then since this is an invisible candle right here, you can kind of block it out, and there's really nothing really existing there. So then it should be like clean traffic all the way through until 74. Like that shouldn't be an issue. So then you got that range there, right? So like again, like all you're doing here is just moving the ranges up. So instead of below 73, instead of like taking them below, instead of taking the cells below, 65, 64 like this, below the yellow zone, if you make a high, let's say 4112, you move it to the highs. Where is that going to show? The bottom of that range is going to be 87. So then that becomes your zone, right? But you're moving that exact same structure just up a level, because you're making a steeper high, if that's what is going to happen. So that could be another idea too that we can have, because that's going to be more information. It's like if you drive up here back into the range for like 230 pips, right? That's going to print some good volume. So then it's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, if this is a higher low, right here, right, this is why you wanted to pull back, because in case this is a higher low, it should drive up. But for some reason, it does drive up, and then it doesn't stay up. It's like, why did you print off that if you just come back down to the range like this? If anything, this is going to be your liquidity now, right? So that move from the morning was very like minuscule. You see how minuscule it was compared to like what could actually happen today. But that is exactly why we wait for price to drive through and then wait for a pullback, right? Because then this can be a higher low. We broke that down with the 4-hour time frame today, right? That was very key. 4-hour time frames, anything here could just be like literally like higher lows to continue up. And if anything, this could be like minor higher lows, right? This is a possibility. So you want to like draw all the possibilities, and then you look for the cracks in between is where you're doing really. Orange and yellow. Depends. Depends on like, I'll say what time it comes out. If like you had a red folder in the beginning of the day, that's at 8 a.m. and then like later on at 10. Like let's say you moved at 8. You had the initial move at 8 a.m. opening, New York opening, and then from 8 until 10 there was like nothing. There was just range. That orange folder can actually help due to that red folder that came in the morning. Right, so then that orange folder can actually push price to move again after that 2-hour break period. But that, or like if you like literally have no movement the entire day in the charts, and then you have like an orange folder later on in the day, that could move it. Let's say you have an orange folder at 10:30. There's like some type of folder that comes out, Chicago PMI or something. But it just depends. It's a hit or miss, honestly, though. Even red folders, though, they're hit or misses too. Like that's why I look at red folders or whatever. Any folders in general, just like volume, you know, like just how price reflects it. Because sometimes there's just no reflection. It's just range. Oh man, so it can't come up towards 12, so we can't use that invisible candle, right? But I'll say it's on the 15. If you block this out, it's really nothing really here, so you might just be able to break through. At least that's a good sign though, because then you can break through this blue zone. The faster you do it, the better. And then you got below 62 anyways, right? So how far are we here? Like 160 bips. So yeah, like 160 more pips, chat, until we can get ideas here. And same exact place it textiles here on the, what day was that? On the 8th of July. Nice, so it broke the lows there. Let's see, can it push through? 110 more pips to go. This is much better than the first drive too, right here. Much stronger of a push than these ones here. And you had a nice pullback too, right? So this could be some type of lower high liquidity if this continues down. So I'm assuming if it pushes through the blue zone, chat, wait for the break below the blue zone and then slight pullback, just weak, like nothing too crazy. Just something to confirm that it's not gonna reject immediately off that blue zone. And then below that blue zone, between like 62 down to 5.5 is like clean traffic, right? 70 pip range, and that's like your bottom to gap fill basically from Sunday. Spreads are not bad. Could be a little better. See spreads, very visible still. Doesn't mean much, but very slight like confluence for volume. Really, that's all that is. Nothing too crazy. So see if that can get better below the blue zone. How far are you away in the re-break of lows? You gotta wait in there. 72 pips. What do you think about stock sniper trading? I don't know if I ever like tuned into he's a streamer, right? I think I saw that maybe like I don't know much about to really speak on. I don't know much about a certain traders chat to speak on them. I can't really, I can't really say. Like I think regardless though, whoever you're watching, like if you can take something away from them and use them to improve your strategy, that's W. So I think you can take the goods in everybody that you watch. Just different perspectives and angles, right? And then you just take it and make your own, add it to your own, just add it to what you already got going on, and then just rinse and repeat. But I think like every streamer, if you have an audience, brings some type of like value. Just depends what you get from them. Is it possible to fully fill that this is full? Is it possible for it to fully test the zone? Like fill it? That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to fill it. Can it tap and reject? It definitely could. That's why I'm waiting for also the pullback. That's why I'm waiting for the push through and then the pullback. In case that does happen, right? So anything that could happen against it is usually what would confirm, like what we'll use as confirmations to hold, right? So pullbacks will confirm that. If you get a pullback from here and it doesn't continue up, continues back down to the pullback, then that's your confirmation. Just add to the list. But yeah, there's a possibility of anything happening at any time. I know that sounds very like vague and shit, but that's why I wait for these moves to occur and these pullbacks, and just for that specific reason. Otherwise I can just get in, right? If I didn't have to wait for them, I'd just get in. W first pump of the year, man. You close partials here? Oh yeah. Oh, you close the first one here and the second one here. Interesting. Nice runner here. Maybe I'm starting to understand this then. So you don't want structure here, right? No, the more structure we have coming down, the better, because then that's going to confirm that these aren't higher lows, because this is still higher. This could still be a higher low, right? I think earlier two people asked me like, why don't you just take sells from here on down? And I was like, because this could be higher lows, right? Like anywhere here could just be in the blue zone, could be higher lows to come up. Like looking at this move from like last week and such. You had to move up, and this is the first pullback. So anything could be like this, right? Like anything here could be like this. So I want structure coming down. So that's why, like, yeah, the more the better. Like obviously, like looking at this move here, nothing too significant really yet, but let's drop down to the 5, maybe a little bit more info there. But like, you know, so far you've had like nice pushes here, right? This is a higher, there's some structure here too that happened. This is nice. But still, like, you can just put this as a range now, really. right? But now, like, let's say this is the range, and let's say you pull back up here. Let's say you do re-break the lows here, pull back, continuation. Now you have like a bunch of like lower highs that you could use to confirm that head down, right? So then our sells become more so down here below like 61, down towards 5.5 and such. So like, yeah, any of these lower highs are to cover for the idea that the 4 can still flip, that the 4 can still be a higher low. We don't know, right? We're not trying to guess if it is or if it's not. Like, that's not how I trade, at least. It's more so of like structure, like what's gonna lead to those confluences. There's a nice 5 closure here though, weak bearish, weak bullish. So this can just break through just like the daily or the monthly closure if that closes weak bullish as well. On the monthly, same thing. Going back to the more analysis. See, rear weak bullish candle. Same thing you have on the minute, on the not the minute, on the 5. But yeah, that's what that's for. What time is it? 10? 1 hour close. Alright, I'll be back in like 30 seconds. So still no continuation here. You have a visible candle here too. But yeah, let's see. 10 of y'all idea was great top. But you have a crazy 30-minute leg count though. Bearish one, not bullish one that we wanted earlier, but bearish one. Do you think gap fill is possible? I'm not too sure. I only know in the moment. of when things align and I get my positions. I wouldn't know, like I wouldn't try to guess though if it's like gonna fill or not. Like it's close. The gap fill is like 5.5, right? But I need this to kind of push through to confirm whether we'll get that move below, which would lead to that fill, yeah. But I wouldn't know from here, so I'm still waiting for pullbacks and whatnot. But it's coming closer. That's like maybe like 140. What's up, Daniel? Nice. Let's see, could this be? Spreads are, I can't remember if they're a little better than earlier. I think about the same, right? Coming down earlier in terms of the spread size. So you buying above like 42.13. Not for at least another 1,000 pips. I'm gonna have to let that fly up first. 1,400 pips. Buys I do have, it's just really far. Closest thing we have right now are sell ideas. NASDAQ, let's see. That's it. Let's see if we can break that, like 27.9. And then pullbacks, not that to confirm that's not a fake out, because this is still overall bullish right off that bullish move. But yeah, same thing. It looks like the same thing happening really here. This in this market. When was this? This was like November 25. Same thing, kind of like mini range here. And it just kind of retested the lows and took off. So it's retesting the lows again. Let's see. Not bad. Yeah, back-to-back minute like candles here. So you're buying what number? I'm looking for buys at like 40, above 42.13. So I don't know exactly where yet, because we gotta make our way up there, and then how it comes up is gonna matter more than the actual zone above, whether it pulls back or not. Yeah, 30-minute candle mentioned, but yeah, it's really far, so it's really not near right now. It's 1,300 pips away. But that day, you know, whenever that day on stream is that we do get closures above there finally, then that's when whatever presents that day. Yeah, I gotta see how the 4 looks that day, the day looks, whenever that happens, right? But we're really far. There's no need to like think that far in advance. I just know that I don't have any ideas from here up though, because I need to confirm that this is bullish, and this is still kind of printing lower highs here in the 4, right? So that can still hold and continue down, which isn't anything significant even if it comes down, because that's just overall range from 42.13 down towards like 38.72 on the higher time frame on a daily, right? All right, between here and here, that's kind of what we're still in right now. So 4200, or sorry, from here, 4200 is more so above here. Once we actually do start breaking like above these structure highs on the higher time frame, that's when I'm starting to hunt for buys. So that's why it's really far right now. You gonna wait 1300 pips just to catch 10? Yeah, 30-minute candle is like a crazy like candle. How much is the wick fill? Like 120. Not bad. Spreads are still visible. Let's see, can they turn invisible? And then only 120 more bips. You want to sell so bad, then take your sells. Like whatever you got as confirmations, like take them. Don't hesitate. Like hesitating is probably worse than like not taking it at all. Like if you have something planned and it played out exactly the way you want it to perform and you're not taking them, it's like, well, why not? And if you're not taking it, you're probably waiting for a confirmation, right? But if you're saying like you want to sell so bad, I'm assuming, bro, you got some confirmation there, right? But you don't want to hesitate. It's probably worse than taking a loss, to be honest. I'd rather take a lot. I'd rather not hesitate. I'd rather take a loss than hesitate. Because then you're just not staying true to your playbook, right? And if you're not staying true to your playbook, then why is that play still in your playbook? Are you doing a flip? No, this is just regular like trading. I started the account at 1K last April, and then now it's at 2.7 with $900 in withdrawals. No flipping though. I don't know why everyone sees the small account and they automatically think of flip. Like, who trained you guys to think like this, bruh? Who? Like baby pips? Like why? Why is that just a common like take? You have like a quote unquote small account, you gotta flip it. You don't gotta flip a small account, Chad. You can just trade it as normal, you know? You don't gotta flip it. What's the hurry? Well, yeah, I know the answer. It's like maybe like 9% of the industry. But you don't gotta flip accounts, bro. You can just trade it as normal. If you trade it as normal, the account flips on its own. You don't gotta focus on flipping though. You focus on flipping it, you might as well just hit the casino, bro. Hit the roulette table. Yeah, no, we're just showing I've been showing this a 1K account for the last year. You trade prop from account? No props. No props. Or at least not right now. You said full margin black 11. I think when we did show large accounts, like a lot of people were just saying like it's so easy to trade the way you trade because it's like you train as a big account, so it's like you don't need to make much. But it's like now that on a 2K, taking the same amount of pips as like whatever 500K account, it's like, you know, it just goes to show that you can do on both. You don't need like a big balance to trade the strategy. Because the only reason you probably need a big balance or say you need a big balance because you're probably trying to get out of your life situation, but you shouldn't trade your way out of a life situation. It's never, I guess, like the most what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you're trying to change your life with an account, it's just more times than not it's gonna go not right because you're just forcing trades or you're forcing amounts of money from the markets that market may not form that type of market cycle that you can actually flip your account all the time. Like market might be in a range cycle, right? So then now you're just putting like money ahead of actual trading. And when you put money ahead of actual trading, you're just trading what you think instead of trading what you actually see on the actual screen. But a lot of times what it is, like people just try to get out of the life situations with trying to flip an account or trying to, you know, get to a certain balance. But it's like you learn the skill set, the skill set remains you forever. The balance can come whenever, however way you want it to come. But you gotta get the skill set down because you can't just go from like flipping accounts to go to normal. Like you can't go from flipping accounts one day to the very next day resetting your mind and going back to like just good habits. It's like you could definitely do it, but it's just much harder to get rid of those bad habits that you form by trying to flip accounts all the time, right? But if you treat any account the same from the start and then you slowly gradually build it, you slowly add more skill sets over the years, like eventually that skill set just remains, and then all that changes to your numbers and your actual balance, right? But I think that's part of it too, like trying to get out of your life situation, whatever hole you're in or whatever it is, by trying to flip an account and changing your life with trading. It's doable, but it's just not ideal. Like it's great if it happens, big ups, but it's a chase that's like you're just making trading much harder, like 100x harder than what it is. But it depends on your goals too, you know, like if you're just trying to like, there's people who like literally get into trading, they already got like businesses going on, like they already set up in their forms and ways, and then they get into trading, they have a lot of capital. Fuck, who knows? Maybe they flip an account like maybe like one time and then they just kind of pull out of trading after they put it back into their other businesses. It just depends on what you want to do, right? But trading. Like, and then they don't ever need to touch trading ever again. But then there's also people who are just constantly trying to chase a certain high, right? It's like the same high you get from the casinos, really, but it's the same high you're trying to chase, and then like they end up flipping their account, and then they don't end up keeping that account. And, you know, like you flip it from like 1K to like 50, and then next thing you know, 2 days go by and then the account's gone. And it's just like, it's just hard to break those habits. So like slow growth is always like best if you want to be like full-time trader. If that's your goal, to be a full-time trader and just be trading, or even like trading as a side hobby, because trading actually doesn't require too much time, chat. Trading, even if you have other businesses going on, like you can maybe trade for what, 2-3 hours a day, and then the rest of the day you're free to work on anything else. Like you don't, you know, if you just trade it and then that's it, it's like, fuck it. I mean, you probably need more hobbies or some shit. It's just way too little time. Because yeah, you have so much freedom afterwards. Yeah, account flip shows you what's possible. I do agree. Like, it does show you what's possible. It's the scaling, right? You see the scaling in front of your eyes. Like, how could you not? Like, I remember we flipped 1K to 30K within like 3 days. Or within a week, like 7 days or something like that. But we withdrew it immediately. I withdrew it at least, because I knew that if I continue to go at that rate, it's gonna get blown for sure. So if you flip an account knowing that you're gonna flip an account, you better withdraw. You better put a hard stop and withdraw, because if you don't, you're gonna chase that. Like a lot of traders or people in general, like that I know, are still chasing like highs they had from like flipping an account from like, I don't know, like, and this doesn't have to be with like trading related, it could be other stuff, but flipping money in general, and then they chase that high for the rest of their lives. And it's like, you can't really break that cycle, because you're just constantly chasing something. $14 minutes of screen time. What do you recommend looking into along being a full-time trader? I don't know. Just whatever. I don't know. You asking me about like jobs and stuff? I don't know. Whatever's in your area, or like whatever suits you, whatever fits you, whatever fits your resume. I don't know. That's like a personal thing, you know? Are you talking about hobbies though? Like, I don't know. But before I started, I was like kind of just flipping shoes. Like, I've been trading shoes. I remember one time I traded like a pair of like, started off with like maybe a $30 pair of Jordans, and then I ended up just Facebook selling, buying, selling different shoes. Like literally go from like meeting this guy, taking a bus to meeting this guy at like 1, and then already having a pre-trade for the next shoe by 2 at this subway station. And then like that's what I was kind of doing before, just flipping, and then you just kind of build your bankroll that way. I don't know how that's gonna work in this day and age though, because it's 2026. The sneakers are kind of dead now, but that's what I was doing before. Now there's plenty of ways to make money on the side hobbies, side businesses, Facebook Marketplace, other things. I mean, look at Gary Vee, bro. He was the garage sale king. He was like just buying, selling on, like going to garage sales, you know, multi-millionaire going to garage sales and just being like, hey, lowballing the fuck out of them, you know, and just buying and selling. No, there's tons of things you can do based on where you are though. Trading is a slow grind. Yeah, it is a slow grind though. It is. It's just a skill set, but it's worth it, because then I think the skill set just translates into so much other things. It doesn't have to be used just for trading. Like you can get the skill set from trading and use it towards other things, or anything else, vice versa, and put it into trading as well. It doesn't have to always be directly trading. Like I like, again, there's people who have like businesses and money already going to trading, because not everyone's trying to make out the mud in trading. Right? Not everyone had that same storyline. So like people who are already successful going to trading fuck, man, they flip an account once and that's it. They leave. It's like, great shit. Big ups, like, congrats. You know? Or trading comes like more natural for them because they already got that skill set for something else. Oh shit, chat, we're breaking through here. 4 more pips. Spreads are not bad. Not too bad. So not bad. I mean, some lower highs here, coming down like decent here. Some lower highs here. Let's see, can this just push through and then pull back once more? Hopefully you don't just push it right through down towards 55, right? Remember, chat, if we do get in sells, right, our stops, we're looking at 40 to 80. So up here, it's like roughly 2100 pips. I'm using a 0.06 lot on this trade. If we were to get in. But I gotta wait for this to push down first, below the blue zone, and slight pullback. I'm assuming pullbacks doesn't have to be too much, but let me just remove the blue zone. But more so, I'll say like here wouldn't be too bad. If you get a reaction at 61, I don't know where it's gonna react at exactly. It could be 61, it could be lower, but I'm looking left at top wick areas. Like there's been like some. I'm looking at these. This, so like maybe here 40.66 where you can't just reject it off of. So if you break below 62, maybe a 66 tap and then a re-break would be nice, and then that's our continuation sells. All right. What's up, man? I keep shaking when I'm in a position. What can I do? You're probably just shaking because you weren't like as prepared to be in the position. Like you probably didn't wait for, there's a confluence that you might have been missing. So usually that's what happens. Like for me at least, like I'm more nervous in the position when there's something that I didn't wait for, that I had, but I didn't wait for it. I had like maybe 5 out of 8 confirmations. Or 5 out of 6 out of like 7 confirmations, whatever. I was missing like 1 confirmation and I skipped it. That's when I'll be, you know, like more nervous in the trade. But if everything aligned and I'm in drawdown, regardless of what drawdown it is, like I'm chilling because everything aligned in the trade. I did everything that I was supposed to do. to get into that trade. But usually I'll be like shaking or nervous if one of the confirmations I skipped. Let's say after a tap into 6-2, I want to see a pullback, and let's say you just continue to push with no pullbacks, and I just get in because I FOMO'd. That's me I'm gonna be more nervous if I'm in drawdown, right? Because I didn't wait for that confluence. Shake it, warrior. Caught an A+ jumper cable set this morning. W, James. Shake it, warrior. Let's see. How far are we? 4 more pips, chat. That's it. 4 more pips and then pullback. Pullback not too far, maybe like another 30 pips, but nothing too crazy. This is pretty dry. Better than last money though, for sure. What are you looking for? I'm looking for sells below the blue zone I have here, below 62 zones. Unless you pull back before, then I'll look for sells like within the blue zones. Like if you pull back from here up towards like 87 or something. But just continuations down towards like 5.5 really. Let's see, could this be? Could this be, chat? First trade in on stream since 11 days. No, I didn't buy it. Nah, bro, I asked you what the fund company was. You didn't tell me. What's it called? Best funded? I didn't see anything for best funded. Did you buy that $2 million funded account? Imagine buying 2 mil for 30K. Fuck, if you fail, you're cooked, huh? Like, but I mean, shit. Can you explain to me? No need to explain. Just watch the morning analysis because I found it live, so that might give you a better answer. Just pawn resistance straight up though, that's all that really is. If you don't know how I draw pawn resistance, I have videos on it on my channel that you can probably find. I think my latest one might have been like maybe the course, the day one of the course from last year that I dropped in 2025 in January. But yeah, and then every morning I find and draw all of these things live on stream. So the ideas all get drawn out and everything. But yeah, just pawn resistance though. That's how I do it. And then a bit of structure. Check NASDAQ, it's crashing. Shit, what do you think I'm gonna do? Like look at it and take a sell or something? Jeez. Look, no bottom wick right here. Could it be? It's breaking below that 27 zone, right? So yeah, you can probably get a reaction soon. Maybe like 27.356. Anywhere here could be pullback territory though. Trading accounts is easier though, close at 10 pips. What's up, Spaceman? Spaceman Sam. I remember they used to say that. They'd be like, Don, 10 pips is so easy. You can just risk like 1,000 pips to make 10. So then do it. That's a good thing. It's like the answer is right there. It's like, so sometimes they used to come into the stream and be like, Don, it's so easy to catch 10 pips. You just gotta risk 1,000 pips to make 10 pips. If you think it's easy, and it might be easy. If it's easy for you, it might be easy. Then do it. And then if it's easy, then you make money easy. Easy. Right? It's like boom, go ahead. That's a good thing. I'm trying, like, I don't know. If it's easy, then why you want to do the hard thing? $10 pips a day. Honestly, man, the new 10 pips is like 20 though, or not even. New 10 pips is probably 100. Oh, chat, we might get some. The problem, man. Is that a bunch of indicators on your profile picture? What is that? So tiny. Let's see, chat. Could it be, man? It's like very like slowly breaking the lows. Still no buys though, chat. Look, guys, it's been since April. Our last buy was April. Yo, 499 James, thank you, bro. I ain't gotta trade no more today. That $5 right there, chat. I just made $5 is gonna be about 0.18%, man. W James for the 499. What was that on, sir? Oh yeah, our last buy, chat. Our last buy position on this account. Still, April 29. In 2 days, it's gonna be May, June, July. 3 months. 3 months with not a single buy position. That's crazy. I haven't been like ever gone that long without taking the opposite. Like we've had streaks for buys before, and then you know we had like, but the longest was maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think there was a time where we just kept taking buys too. Yeah, like September last year, we had a buy streak for a little bit. September, you know, not for long though, like 15 days. Mainly just sells. Or November, no, not really. A little bit here, yeah. Some buys, like October. Yeah, here a lot of buys. Look, see? From like September all the way up until October 30th. And if you look at that, what happened between September and October, right? September, October. I think you were Wow, it's all the way back here. You're kind of bullish, right? Going up a little bit. Some pullbacks. Still bullish though. $2 million. Wow, it's already 10:45. Holy man. I think 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 conditions today though. It's not bad. 5 out of 10 is not bad. This is leg counts right here. So let's see. Chat. We have like 15 minutes until 11. And then at 11, we'll start placing session stop losses, okay? But we'll be here until 11. At least 11, and then we'll see what's up. See if there's more volume. Maybe you might have volume to end off the candle. This 1 hour candle might flip bullish again. No idea. No idea, no idea. FOMC on Wednesday. Sheesh. Something that we can pay attention to maybe is like the push up. Like if the push up corrects that bearish move quicker than it came down, then you know that's gonna give some information, and this could still be a higher low. Did you watch F1 pencil? Or Chad, did you guys watch F1 this weekend? Max P2. Max might come back, huh? He might come back just like how he came back last year. P2. B today, done for a day. W, man. I don't want to pit Lewis. I think the pit was it wasn't too bad, but the fact that he was speeding in the pit lane, and you fucked up. Cause what he came out like losing what, 1 spot. I mean, yeah, it's Ferrari, typical Ferrari, typical Ferrari. How do you find your trail stop zones? Just like weaker spawn resistance. Why you stop playing games stream? There's nothing to play after. No, we're playing games on Twitch. I don't know, I just haven't been playing too much games lately. I'm like on and off for games. What's the standings? Hey, 110 points away, huh? How many races left? Max, no wins for the year yet. Yeah, so I never seen the Malaysia track ever before though. You know Vietnam has a track? It was abandoned though. They also got a track too. Doesn't the Philippines have a track too? Or yeah, the Viet track got abandoned. But Malaysia is close to Vietnam. Alright, chat. Fuck, could this be? The racetrack in South Africa? I think I saw that one in our Assetto Corsa. The VP we allow pork? I don't know about a lot, but we got dishes, yeah. We got pork dishes. There's like, I know like maybe, yeah, maybe like 4 dishes I know. 4 pretty popular dishes that have pork in it. Pork, chicken, beef. I mean, it's pretty much all. Incoming races comment. What's up, Damon? Chat, do you guys think we're gonna get a trade today? Put a 1 if you guys think we're gonna get a trade today. Put a 2 if you think it's gonna be a tradeless day again. Once again. Yeah, 30-minute let has not. You got the body reaction too, so. Two. You eat pork, Jordy? Damn. Mission starred, chef. Tomorrow, you think so? Damn, man. Wait, Jordy, in Austria? Shit, man. Is Austria a rich country? Chat, is Austria a rich country? Yeah, I didn't know there was Austria and then Australia until like maybe 2 years ago. Fuck this playlist. Yeah, I'd be fucking trolling. No, deadass, bro. I didn't know Austria and Australia were like I didn't know Austria was a country until I started playing that geogas game. That's I'm like, Austria is a country in Europe. I didn't know that, bro. But y'all saying L geography? Chat, bro. Bro, they don't teach this stuff in Canada, man. Like they only talk about like a lot of times like barely. They just touched the surface in terms of European geography, or like, bro, it was mainly just learning the couple of continents that that's out there, you know. But I didn't even know, bro. I never heard of Austria until maybe like 2 years ago, and because I started watching F1, so I'm like, oh, Austria. do you mean consider the same place though? Hold on. Okay, hold on. I wasn't. No. I knew they were too far apart. I just never heard of it. I'm like, what is? Chat, test me in my geography, bro. I got like an 85 in geography in school. Test my geography. Ask me where a country is, I'll name exactly where it is. Where's Jamaica? Caribbeans. Come on now. Come on now. How many countries in North America? Canada, US, Mexico, 3. What is Indonesia capital? Bangkok. Name 4 countries in the UK. Hold on, what the hell? No, UK? What do you mean name 4 countries in the UK? The UK is a country. Arnold's from Australia? Austria? Oh, late. England? Scotland? Oh, wait. Yeah, see, I don't know. I actually don't know anything about the UK, bro. I just know that we share the same queen. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. I wouldn't have guessed that. Maybe England I would have guessed. Capital of Sri Lanka? These questions are too hard, chat. You need to ask like maybe you know, simpler ones. Like, I don't know the capital of countries though. That's way too hard. Is Sweden the capital of Norway? No. Sweden is a country. Norway is a country. Where is Liechtenstein? Huh? Something else, chat. More questions, bro. Something else. You guys are asking like super hard questions, bro. How am I supposed to answer? Chat, what's the capital of Canada? Let's see who knows. Ohio? Bro, Darren Watkins Jr. Drake OVO, Vancouver, Drake OVO, Ontario. Paris. Capital of Canada is Ottawa, guys. Come on. Have you ever heard of Ottawa before? I know how, like, bro, no one probably heard of Ottawa, to be honest. When you think of Canada, you only hear the word Ottawa. What's the capital of Portland? Portland. Hold on, I might know this one. I might know this one. Portland is the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers. Portland. Wait, what? Portland. Isn't Portland a state? Fuck yeah, it's the capital of Portland, bro. I don't know the capitals. I actually don't know. Where? Where is Mallorca? That sounds like it's in like that sounds like it's near like the waters, yo. That sounds like maybe that sounds like I don't know, near the ocean. It's on the coast, right? So yeah, that was close. You ever been to Hanoi? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. I think I did. I think as a kid. I think. Isn't that where the airport is? I'm pretty sure. Near the ocean. Epstein Island? Where is Epstein Island? Where is Epstein Island? Isn't that like isn't that in America? Coast of Spain. Are you in a trade? No, not yet. Yo, you have a nice 1 hour leg. Chat, you have a 1 hour leg candle here. We have a 1 hour leg candle right here. What's your analysis today? Done overseas? I just joined. We have sell ideas below 6.2. I'm new here. Welcome, man. Welcome. Lots of patience to be on this stream. Came by. Let's see. Let's do a poll. I want to find out something real quick. Why are you here? For the vibes or trading? Let's see. I actually want to know. Fuck. Let's see. For the vibes or to copy trades? Look. 80% for the vibes. So everyone just tuning into the stream for the vibes, right? You know how I know, bro? Because I've been doing a social experiment with no vibes for the last couple months, bro. And clearly, bro, y'all lying. Y'all lying because there ain't no vibes. There you guys are lying. I've been doing a social experiment. %71% for the 28% to copy trades. True. I'm just here for the vibes now. You know me. Green screen era? I don't think I ever had a green screen era. Oh, the beach. Oh yeah. The beach. You want the beach backdrop? Soon. I can bring that back. How'd you know? The one that was the projector? Bro, you guys didn't like that one. No one liked that one. It was too dark. Bro, it was way too dark. Why is your algo trading in play? I don't know. I just always have it on. Why is it a bad thing? Oh, chat, feeling the light candle right now. True. True. Let's see what's the poll at. Look at this, 71% for the vibes. Man. What's your bias? I think range. The best trader you've ever seen. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Damn, chat's moving. Slow mode? Maybe, man. We might need slow mode. Slow mode? Hi, dear. Watching from Pakistan. Shout out to Pakistan, man. Christopher, you've been here for a minute. Shit. Anyone got this leg candle here? This leg candle is not bad. This is like maybe 875 pips. Let's see. It's 11, chat. I'm gonna start putting a session stop loss. Okay, I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna put it up here for now, but it looks like volume might be coming in. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. But I got it right now. I'll say not even. I'll put it up here at like 40.77. If you flip, you know what? Maybe we'll put it up here actually. 79. If it flips and hits that, we'll call it a day. No BGGs. Shit, man. You sound African? What does that mean? Okay, 65% here for the vibe. Poland. Shit, man. 1 hour flips. I think a body reaction. You still have a 1 hour leg count. Not 1 hour leg count, chat. You have a 30-minute leg candle going the opposite way, so that can still fill the wick going this way, right? That leg candle right here. that is still a possibility. So yeah, if you break above 79, I'm assuming that will get filled, and then it's gonna take much longer. Who knows? Maybe it could be a late session. I'm gonna still be on trading wise, like in the group, if anything. But because if you feel like candle, I don't know how long it's gonna take to come down, but I would assume that if this does get filled today, chat, and then you shift back below into 40-70 zones, shit, that's lots of volume, and then that's your continuation. So we could get that later, but again, we tried today, you know. We've been on since 8 and it's been 3 hours. So yeah, if you break above this high, it's gonna be GG's. It's gonna be GG's. Feeding it up. Heading out. Thank you for the vibes. Good luck, good luck. Peace. Peace out, Cookie. Peace out, Cookie Bender. Ah, shit. Not bad though. But look, chat, this move here, man, like, even though it did push down today, again, like, if you really zoom out now and you look at this whole entire area, it's just one big range, man. Like, I don't think there was anything significant today, really, yet. It could pick up. Maybe it'll pick up tomorrow. Maybe it'll pick up 4 tomorrow. Maybe it'll pick up tonight during Asian or late New York. But I think the day has barely done anything so far for New York. So could be more potential. But even spreads, right? That's a tell too today. Like, spreads coming down. They're very slow. So shit. Could have been better. It's a wrap. Let's see, man. Close. There's a little plot twist here. It could be a plot twist if this comes back down. Plot twist. It wouldn't be too bad too though, chat. If you come up fill up that leg candle on a 30-minute time frame, and then later on what you have afterwards is you fill this one, if you can fill that wick up, and then afterwards, after filling that wick up, that's basically your pullback. If you then now have the 1 hour leg candle filled down here too. So basically, if you get that movement, it's like, there you go, right below here for later on. So in case I get it in a group, that's something we can look for if you guys are still hunting without me. Let's see. Oh, maybe a plot twist. Yeah, flip here. Flippity flip flip. What, Benzo? Are you tweaking again? Are you tweaking again, bro? Mario. Yeah, gold, 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 gold. All right, chat. Shit, man. Chat, I think that's it. I guess I'll see y'all. I guess I'll see you guys soon, man. Yeah, chat. Broke the highs there, so it's looking like it's gonna be a day soon, or it's gonna be a day. All right, chat. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a good day, everybody. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow or whenever. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Be patient. Don't rush anything. Don't force anything. And we still got the rest of the week. Peace, peace. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soul. She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before. I know Cleopatra at the pyramid tonight. Cinderella beds, I got bucket seats inside. Roll a backwood with my enemies inside. Hey, okay. Yeah. WhatsApp attachment, first time I see you naked. I didn't say Santorini, but you text and faded. Say you coming home and give me that goodness gracious, goodness gracious. Watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soul. Rainy days, his and hers, matching coat. On a jet, it feel like a boat, staying afloat. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soul. She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before. Grind on me, grind on me. Love it when you pressing that behind on me. Holding everybody heat, cause they won't find it on me. Who said I can't dance with a 9 on 9 on 9 on 9 on 9 on me? Giddy up, be how you rolling out, girl. Feel it in your system, codeine cow, girl. Who am I? Who am I? You know it, Mr. Big Time Eating. Mr. Not Sleeping, he's late night creeping. Both ears, right wrist, all that's freezing. You know I'm a dog, I'm a hard pass demon. Says she wanna ride, I'm like, hey, okay. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soul. Rainy days, his and hers, matching coat. Jet so big, feel like a boat, staying afloat. I'm watching the moves and playing it close. SOD, super soul. She was a hoe, but I ain't gon' judge, cause that was way before.